My very first public clock is the Gastown steam clock, and I've done 6 other steam clocks since the one I did the Gastown one. There's 2 of those same design in Japan, and they're as popular as the one in Gastown. Then I have a steam clock in Indiana, which has 8 whistles, and it plays Back Home Again Indiana as a song, and it's in front of the State Museum, which happens to be heated by steam. And then I have one in Coquitlam, and I have one in Whistler, and the one I just finished in near Sydney, Australia, plays Waltzing Matilda on 13 whistles. And I'm getting lots of people interested in steam clocks, but they're expensive to produce now. But I've restored or serviced almost every clock in Vancouver, the City Hall clock included. And the Birch clock was a challenge. It needed a lot of work. But I'm happy that I had a chance to do that clock, because it was neglected inside. The mechanism was all rusty, and several other things had to be done to it. It was a labor of love to do that one. I went to Vancouver Tech for 2 years and took up machine shop, cabinet making, and drafting. And those 3 disciplines really helped me in saying that I could build a steam clock. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I always say I was too naive to know it couldn't be done. And I went to, I wrote to 3 different companies that made cower clock movements, and they all turned me down and said, no, we don't want our mechanism associated with steam. Yeah. So I finally found one other one in Croydon, England, and he said, yeah, we'll make a mechanism for you. The clocks that I've built, those steam clocks, they'll stand many lifetimes. They're so well built. And I've helping to train a fellow in the city engineering now to take care of the steam clock. So I like going down there and opening it up and talking to the tourists when I get down there. Because I had the whole clock side slides open when you unlock it, and they all gasp. And I have a book that a fellow just wrote for me it's called Behind the Steam. It goes into all the trials and tribulations I had to go to build that clock. It was a struggle, because the money never came in very fast. It came in slowly, and I had to put money out of my pocket. It ended up being $22,000 in the hole. And then I got a phone call from a lawyer's office, and they said, we have a client that wants to oversee your expenses. So I went and did a whole, with the steam clock fundraising committee, we put a proper package together for them, and then 10 days later I got a check for $23,000. So I broke even on the job. I didn't lose any money. But I didn't make any profit though, and it also didn't charge. He said, well, how about your wages? I said, well, just put down $250 an hour, that's fine. Yeah. Now I had 2,200 hours on that clock. Oh my God. And I should at least charge $5 an hour. I would have made a lot more, because I think it was a logging company. I'm not sure though, but I never knew who, anonymous contributor.